Hi there. Today I'm going to do a little discussion about a dress that just didn't turn out the way that I had hoped. This is Simplicity 85.99. It's a Cynthia Rowley design, and I did this view, which is view A. The story behind this is that when I saw this really cute looking pattern, I was thinking of view B with the lace overlay would be very pretty on my youngest daughter. But I don't really have any lace laying around in any scalloped edge lace laying around in my stash anywhere, and I didn't really feel like investing any money in something that I didn't know whether or not she would like. And she's very particular. She likes what she likes and she doesn't like what she doesn't like. So I did happen to have this very pretty cotton calico. It was probably a quilting cotton. I've had this for a long time. Bought it for a completely different idea. It's set in my stash, but I thought I would pull that out and make it up, and I didn't really expect her to like it, but I figured that it was good for finding out the fit issues with it. And she hates it. And honestly, I'm not that stoked about it either. I have it pinned to Agatha for the moment because it's so small. She's very tiny, and Agatha is bigger than she is. I made this up in I believe I made it in a 10 by her measurements. It doesn't particularly matter. It ran true to the measurements. It has these little, I don't know what its style of sleeve is called, but it comes down to about the elbow and then puffs out, and I just have a narrow edge hem. I don't know if you can see it there, probably not, but I used a variegated thread to hem it that I'd had in my stash for a while. See that there's a little area that I need to touch up on that. I ran out of this thread, so I'm going to have to come up with a different solution. Anyway, I would tell you about it. If you look at this view, I'm going to put it really close, it kind of glares. I don't think that the line drawing there indicates how high up in the neck that this dress came. It was a very tight jewel neckline, and she really hated that. So I tried to trim out the neckline, and it's not easy to see this. There's no way she's putting it back on, but I think I cut it almost too wide on the shoulders. And then what I did to finish the neckline was I cut some bias binding, and I made that, which is probably what the pattern suggested. It might have had a facing. At any rate, this is just a dud. It's very nicely made. I'll show you some that I did do a nice job installing the zipper. It's nice and smooth, and the zipper's hidden, and the waistband matches up, and it looks very nice. And it has little cute pockets. I thought I'd be able to sell her, oh, it's got pockets. She didn't care. Anyway, it's all good, because point of this video, you can't always love everything that you make. It's like if you go to the store to try on things, everything you take in the storeroom or the dressing room you're not going to love. And so that's kind of sometimes the same way with sewing. A couple of comments about it. The sleeve is kind of an odd sleeve cap. It's almost not well drafted, I think, because I tried 2 or 3 different things to try to get this to lay completely flat, and it's not supposed to be a gathered sleeve, but it's not quite smooth either. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm not showing you guys. I didn't notice that the camera's down too low. I don't know if you can see those little puckers, and that's just being nitpicky, but I think that if I was to try to make this again, which I won't make this view again at all, I think I would slightly narrow down that sleeve head and make it be a less acute curve, because it just doesn't, the sleeve didn't set in very easily. But altogether, if you were a person that kind of liked the little Holly Hobby look, or a little bit more of a country looking style, this would probably work just fine for you. I think that the neckline seemed uncomfortably high, and I'm not sure what you would do fabric wise to make it not look puritanical. But anyway, this will go in the donation bag. Or if anybody out there has a tiny waist. Let me look on my machine. Oh, sorry, Agatha. Well, if anybody loves this dress and wants it, and you think the measurements might work for you, I think it's 33, 29, 33, something like that. Note me in the comments. We can talk. Otherwise, it's going to go to the donation center. So, just things don't always work out the way that you thought they would. Now, I'm going to save the dress that's on Agatha that just fell on the floor. I'm going to save that for another video, and I'm going to review that. It's going to be a quick sew pattern. And I believe it's the first quick sew pattern that I made. Well, the first one that counts. I'll tell you about that in my quick sew video. Thank you for showing up, and have a fun time sewing.